All right, man. Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, fam. What's up, man? What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Kingdom builders, road trippers, Akeem and Akatim, brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, aunties and uncles, grandmas and grandpas, man. In-laws, all y'all people, everybody in the house, man. Shalom, shalom. Peace and blessings to you, your homes, your dwelling places, where you stay at, right? Your children, your loved ones, your friends, and your pets, man. Everybody, the little fur babies. All that good stuff that you need in your life, fam. That's right. All right. All right. So we were trying out Jubilees on the last one. Felt good, didn't it? Yeah, it did. It sure did. We're going to keep that going, man. Let's dip in. All praises to the Most High. Abana Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, man. Honors, right, to the Ruach HaKodesh, man. Glory to Yahweh Shai. HaMashiach, man. The Messiah. The Messiah. The king, high priest, man. Order of Melchizedek, man. The first fruit. Best example. Best friend. That's right. That's right, man. And my love and my respect goes out to each and every single one of you kingdom builders. You're my friends and my family, man. You're all I got, man. We're all that we got. Literally and figuratively, man. You know what I'm saying? That's right. That is right. So look, check this out. Back in the book of Jubilees, of course. You know what I mean? There's going to be 50 chapters in this one, so I don't know. If we're hitting them 2 at a time, yeah, we might have about 20-some videos coming out. But I don't know. We might try to jump ship and hit about 3 or 4 and try to switch it up if we get some short ones coming up. But it doesn't look like it. All these ones span, man. These are lengthy. Okay? Not a big deal. Not a problem. You got a few moments if you want to get your scrolls out. Follow along with me. What do you think? You wanna follow along with me? Get your scrolls, whether it's online, you can go. This is the part of the pseudepigrapha, man. This is Jubilees. So, you know, we can explore this one. No further ado, I'm not going to keep you waiting. I just gave you a few moments to get ready. If you're ready to go, then let's go. All right. Jubilees, chapter 3. Let's begin. Let's go, fam.
Take them back.
Hallelujah. All right. Chapter 3, and it reads, And on the 6 days of the second week we brought, according to the word of Yahweh, unto Adam all the beasts, and all the cattle, and all the birds, and everything that moves on the earth, and everything that moves in the water, according to their kinds, and according to their types, the beasts on the first day, the cattle on the second day, the birds on the third day, and all that which moves on the earth on the fourth day, and that which moves in the water on the fifth day. And Adam named them all by their respective names, and as he called them, so was their name. And on these 5 days Adam saw all these, male and female, according to every kind that was on the earth. But he was alone, and found no helpmeet for him, right? No appropriate help. And the Most High said unto us, It is not good that this man should be alone. Let us make a helpmeet for him. And the Most High, our Elohim, caused a deep sleep to fall upon him, and he slept. And he took for the woman one rib from among his ribs, and his rib was the origin of the woman. From among his ribs he built up the flesh in its stead, and built the woman. And he awaked Adam out of his sleep, and on awakening he rose on the 6th day, and he brought her to him. And he knew her, and she knew, and said unto her, Salake, and said unto her, This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She will be called my wife, because she was taken from her husband. Therefore shall man and wife be one. And therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. In the first week was Adam created, and the rib his wife in the second week. He showed her unto him. And for this reason the commandment was given to keep in their defilement for a male 7 days, and for a female twice 7 days. And after Adam had completed 40 days in the land where he had been created, we brought him into the Garden of Eden until and keep it. But his wife they brought in on the 18th day, and after this she entered into the Garden of Eden. Ooh! So they were created outside of the garden, and one by one they were brought into the garden. So Adam was introduced to the garden, right? In half the time that it took Eve to be introduced. They didn't come into the garden at the same time. Let's pay attention. See, Jubilee is going to unlock some of these hidden secrets they didn't talk about in Genesis, right? All right, let's continue. Verse 10. And for this reason, the commandment is written on the heavenly tables in regard to her that giveth birth. If she bears a male, she shall remain in her uncleanness 7 days according to the first week of days. And 33 days shall she remain in the blood of her purifying, and she shall not touch any hallowed thing, nor enter into the sanctuary until she accomplishes these days which are enjoined. And in the case of a male child. But in the case of a female child, she shall remain in her uncleanness 2 weeks, twice the time, 2 weeks of days, according to the first 2 weeks, and 66 days, double the 33, and the blood of her purification, and they will be in all 80 days. And when she had completed these 80 days, we brought her into the Garden of Eden, for it is holier, Kodesher, more Kodesh than all the earth besides, and every tree that is planted in it is Kodesh. Verse 13. Therefore, there was ordained regarding her 2 bears, a male or a female child, to statute of those days, and she should touch no hallowed thing, nor enter into the sanctuary until these days for the male or female child are accomplished. This is the law and testimony which was written down for Yasharel, in order that they should observe it all the days. And in the first week of the first Jubilee, Adam and his wife were in the Garden of Eden for 7 years, tilling and keeping it. And we gave him work, and we instructed him to do everything that is suitable for tillage. And he tilled the garden, and was naked, and knew it not, and was not ashamed. And he protected the garden from the birds and the beasts and cattle, and gathered its fruit, and ate, and put aside the residue for himself and for his wife, and put aside that which was being kept. And after the completion of the 7 years, which he had completed there, 7 years exactly, and in the 2nd month, on the 17th day of the month, the serpent came and approached the woman, and the serpent said to the woman, Hath Yahweh commanded you, saying, You shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And she said to it, Of all the fruit of the trees of the garden Yahweh has said unto us, Eat, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden Yahweh said unto us, You shall not eat thereof, neither shall you touch it, lest you die. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die, for Yahweh doth know that on the day that ye shall eat of that thereof, your eyes will be opened, and you will be as gods, and you will know good and evil. And the woman saw the tree, and that it was agreeable and pleasant to the eye, and that its fruit was good for food, and she took thereof and ate. And when she had first covered her shame with fig leaves, she gave thereof to Adam, and he ate, and his eyes were opened, and he saw that he was naked. And he took fig leaves, and sewed them together, and put them and made an apron for himself, and covered his shame. And Yahweh cursed the serpent, and was angry with it forever. And he was angry with the woman, because she hearkened to the voice of the serpent, and did eat. And he said unto her, I shall greatly multiply your sorrow and your pains and sorrow, for you shall bring out children, and your return shall be unto your husband, and he will rule over you. Right? So instead of being partners, hey man, you are subject now. And to Adam also he said, Because you have hearkened unto the voice of your wife, and have eaten of the tree of which I commanded you that you should not eat thereof, cursed be the ground for your sake. Thorns and thistles shall it bring out to you. And ye shall eat your bread in the sweat of your face, until you return to the earth from where you were taken. For earth you art, and unto earth you shall return. And he made for them coats of skin, and clothed them, and sent them out from the Garden of Eden. And on that day on which Adam went out from the garden, he offered as a sweet savor an offering frankincense, galbanum, and secte, and spices in the morning, with the rising of the sun, from the day when he covered his shame. And on that day was closed the mouth of all beasts, and of cattle, and of birds, and of whatever walketh, and of whatever moves, so that they could no longer speak, for they had all spoken one with another, with one lip and one tongue. You see that? Animals used to talk. So it's like he's in the garden. He wasn't alone. He was talking to animals, bruh. He was talking to birds. He was talking to rabbits. He was talking to lions. He was talking to sheep and wolves and dogs and goats and cattle. And he was talking to animals. And then after they got expelled from the garden, the Most High shut the mouths of the animals. Did you see that? Did you see that? Because they used to all have one lip and with one tongue. Right there. Jubilees chapter 3, verse 28. Keep that one in your back pocket. 29, and it reads, And he sent out of the Garden of Eden all flesh that was in the Garden of Eden, and all flesh was scattered according to its kinds and according to its types, unto the places which had been created for them. And to Adam alone did he give the wherewithal to cover his shame of all the beasts and cattle. On this account it is prescribed on the heavenly tables as touching all those who know the judgment of the law, that they should cover their shame and should not uncover themselves as the Gentiles uncover themselves. And on the new moon of the 4th month Adam and his wife went out from the Garden of Eden, and they dwelt in the land of Eldah, in the land of their creation. And Adam called the name of his wife Eve, and they had no son until the first Jubilee, and after this he knew her. Now he tilled the land as he had been instructed in the Garden of Eden. That's the end of chapter 3. We're going to continue and get some more of this. We're going to go to chapter 4, okay, family? All right, go ahead and take a little break, man. Get some water or something like that. And we're about to go ahead and jump right into chapter 4, all right? Let's get ready to get busy. All right, Jubilees, chapter 4, and it reads, And in the third week, in the second Jubilees, he gave birth to Cain. And in the 4th, she gave birth to Abel. And in the 5th, she gave birth to her daughter, Awan. And in the 1st year of the 3rd Jubilee, Cain slew Abel, because Yahweh accepted the sacrifice of Abel and did not accept the offering of Cain. And he slew him in the field, and his blood cried from the ground to heaven, complaining because he had slain him. And the Most High reproved Cain because of Abel, because he had slain him, and he made him a fugitive on the earth because of the blood of his brother, and he cursed him upon the earth. And on this account it is written on the heavenly tables, Cursed is he who smites his neighbor treacherously, and let all who have seen and heard say, So be it. And the man who had seen and not declared it, let him be accursed as the other. And for this reason we announce when we come before the Most High our Elohim in all the sin which is committed in heaven and on earth and in light and in darkness and everywhere. And Adam and his wife mourned for Abel for weeks of years. And in the 4th year of the 5th week they became joyful, and Adam knew his wife again, and she bore him a son, and he called his name Seth, for he said, Yahweh has raised up a second seed unto us on the earth instead of Abel, for Cain slew him. And in the 6th week he begat his daughter Azurah, and Cain took Awan his sister to be his wife, and she bore him Enoch, close of the 4th Jubilee. And in the 1st year of the 1st week of the 5th Jubilee, houses were built on the earth, and Cain built a city, and called its name after the name of his son Enoch. And Adam knew Eve his wife, and she bare yet 9 sons. And in the 5th week of the 5th Jubilee Seth took Azurah his sister to be his wife. And in the 4th year of the 6th week she bore him Enos, and began to call on the name of the Most High on the earth. And in the 7th Jubilee in the 3rd week Enos took Noam his sister to be his wife, and she bore him a son in the 3rd year of the 5th week, and she called his name Canaan. And at the close of the 8th Jubilee Canaan took Mualaleth his sister to be his wife, and she bore him a son in the 9th Jubilee in the 1st week in the 3rd year of this week, and he called his name Mahalalel. Okay, and in the 2nd week of the 10th Jubilee Mahalalel took unto him to wife Dinah, the daughter of Barachiel, the daughter of his father's brother, and she bore him a son in the 3rd week in the 6th year, and she called his name Jared. Oh God, we're getting to it. For in his days the angels of the Most High descended on the earth. Right? These are the watchers fell in the ages of Jared. Okay, descended on the earth those who are named the watchers, that they should instruct the children of men, and that they should do judgment and uprightness on the earth. And in the 11th Jubilee Jared took to himself a wife, and her name was Barakah, and the daughter of Rasujal, the daughter of his father's brother, in the 4th week of this Jubilee. And she bore him a son in the 5th week, in the 4th year of the Jubilee, and he called his name Enoch. All right, so there's 2 Enochs. All right. Only one of them matters. 17, and it reads, And he was the first among men that are born on earth who learnt writing and knowledge and wisdom, and who wrote down the signs of heaven according to the order of their months in a book, that men might know the seasons of the years according to the order of their separate months. And he was the first to write a testimony, and he testified to the sons of men among the generations of the earth, and recounted the weeks of the Jubilees, and made known to them the days of the years, and set in order the months, and recounted the Shabbats of the years, as we made them known to him. And what was and what will be he saw in a vision of his sleep. as it will happen to the children of men throughout their generations until the day of judgment. He saw and understood everything, and wrote his testimony, and placed the testimony on earth for all the children of men and for their generations. And in the 12th Jubilee, in the 7th week thereof, he took to himself a wife, and her name was Ednai, the daughter of Danal, the daughter of his father's brother. And in the 6th year, in this week, she bore him a son, and he called his name Methuselah. And he was moreover with the angels of Yahweh these 6 jubilees of years, and they showed him everything which is on earth and in the heavens, the rule of the sun, and he wrote down everything. And he testified to the watchers who had sinned with the daughters of men, for these had begun to unite themselves so as to be defiled with the daughters of men. And Enoch testified against them all. And he was taken from among the children of men, and we conducted him into the Garden of Eden in majesty and honor. And behold, there he wrote down the condemnation and judgment of the world, and all the wickedness of the children of men. And on account of it, Yahweh brought the waters of the flood upon all the land of Eden, for there he was set as a sign, and that he should testify against all the children of men, that he should recount all the deeds of the generations until the day of condemnation. And he burnt the incense of the sanctuary, even sweet spices acceptable for the Most High Yahweh on the mount. For the Most High has 4 places on the earth: the Garden of Eden, the Mount of the East, and this mountain on which you are this day, Mount Sinai and Mount Zion, which will be sanctified in the new creation for sanctification of the earth. Through it will the earth be sanctified from all its guilt and its uncleanness throughout the generations of the world. And in the 14th Jubilee, Methuselah took to himself a wife, Edna, the daughter of Azriel, the daughter of his father's brother, in the 3rd week, and in the 1st year of the week. And he begat a son, and called his name Lamech. And in the 15th Jubilee, in the 3rd week, Lamech took himself a wife, and her name was Bethanos, the daughter of Barachiel, the daughter of his father's brother. And in this week she bore him a son, and he called his name Noah, saying, This one will comfort me for my trouble and all my work, and for the ground which the Most High has cursed. And at the close of the 19th Jubilee, in the 7th week, in the 6th year thereof, Adam died, and all his sons buried him in the land of his creation. And he was the first to be buried on the earth. And he lacked 70 years of 1,000 years, for 1,000 years are as one day in the testimony of the heavens. And therefore was it written concerning the tree of knowledge, on the day that you eat thereof you will die. So he died within the 1,000 years, so he still died on that same day. For this reason he did not complete the years of this day. So he didn't make, that's why no one made it to 1,000. No one could ever get that high, for he died during it. At the close of this jubilee, Cain was killed after him in the same year, for his house fell upon him, and he died in the midst of his house, and he was killed by its stones. For with a stone he had killed Abel, and by a stone he was killed in righteous judgment. Right? So you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Right? For this reason it was ordained in the heavenly tables, with the instrument with which a man kills his neighbor, with the same shall he be killed. After the manner that he wounded him, in like manner shall they deal with him. And in the 25th Jubilee, Noah took to himself a wife, and her name was Amzara, the daughter of Rachael, the daughter of his father's brother, in the 1st year of the 5th week. And in the 3rd year thereof she bore him Shem. That's our boy! And in the 5th year thereof she bore him Ham. And in the 1st year, in the 6th week, she bore him Japheth. That's the end of chapter 4. And we're going to close that one up and jump right back into chapter 5. All right? We'll be right back with it, family. Oh, man, I'm starting to like this, man. This is kind of like a run back of, of some of the Old Testament, but it gets way more in depth, right? It's getting way more in depth. All right, so let's get this, man. Pseudepigrapha. All right, Jubilees. Hallelujah. Let's get it, fam. All right, no further ado, man. I'm not going to hold you too long. Shalom, shalom. Thanks for riding along with me. Thanks for the read, fam. I'll see y'all real soon on the next one. Yeah. Until we talk again, man, stay safe out there. Drive safe, think safe, speak safe, do everything safely, and with confidence, knowing that the Most High has got you at all times. All right? All praises to the Most High. Shalom and shalom. Peace and blessings to all y'all. I love you. See you soon. Yeah.